Welcome back to Style by Marvellgreg Creatives, and on today's project we will be sewing a stylish button down shirt dress with an elastic waistband. Now the beauty about this beautiful shirt dress is that you can decide to include a collar to yours, or you can even decide not to include, or you can also decide to include an elastic band at the waist area, or just opt for a belt at the waist area. Whichever one you decide to do is going to give a beautiful outcome. Let's get right into today's tutorial, guys. So for this project, I'll be making use of this crepe fabric. Is a little bit light, so I'm just going to be drafting on our pattern first, because if I chalk this fabric you're not going to see clearly, so I'll just draft on the pattern before we transfer to fabric. So my pattern paper, I've gone ahead to mark out my basic line and also include 2 inches for my button allowance. So there you have the bust point, the waistline, the hip line, and that's our button allowance. So I'm going to extend this when cutting on my fabric for the length that I want. I'm just using this pattern paper to illustrate to you so you can understand how the cutting is. So I went ahead to measure my shoulder. I came down by 1 inches for my slope, then I marked my chest line and I highlighted it like so. At my chest line, I'll mark what I have at my shoulder, so as to enable us to have an accurate line. So the next step now is to go ahead and mark out the neckline I'm working with, which is 3 inches by 1.5 inches for the front, and for the back we'll be doing 3 inches by 1 inches. So if you want yours deeper, you can decide to increase the depth of your neckline. So I'm just going to highlight it for you to see. So that's our front neckline and that's our back neckline. So to create our armhole, I divided what I have there by 2. I went out by 0.5 inches. Then I marked my round bust measurement at my chest line like so, and I'm going to be connecting just like we do on our normal basic bodies, just like I'm doing in this video. So I'll also include 1/2 inch for joining at my shoulder, just like I've done. So I'll mark my round bust measurement at my bust area as well. Then at my waistline, I did the same. My round waist measurement divided by 4. My hip line, I marked round hip measurement divided by 4, and that is what I'm going to be marking at my length of this gown. So because this is a free dress, I'm going to be adding 1 inches for ease, 1.5 inch for ease, and another 1.5 inches for stitching allowance. So you can decide to just go ahead and include just 1 inch for ease and 1.5 inch for stitching allowance. It totally depends on you. So I'm just going to be doing this all the way around my bust points, my chest line, my waistline, my hip line, and of course the length. So what I have on my hip is what I'm going to mark all the way straight down on my fabric. Like I said, I'm using this pattern paper to illustrate to you so that you can see how it should look. So you can go ahead and draft on your fabric directly. So I just want you to be able to see all our lines, so that's why I'm using this pattern paper, and we're going to be using this to cut out for both the front and the back. So I'll highlight with the marker so that you can see appropriately what we've done so far. So that's for our front neckline, that's our shoulder, and that's for our back neckline. So we're going to be cutting our back first, and we're going to be cutting our back on fold. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out my pattern. Then we will close our button allowance and cut for our back piece first. Then after cutting for our back piece, we are going to go ahead and cut for the front piece. So like I said earlier, the beauty of this gown is that you can decide to go whichever method you want. There are different methods you can use to achieve it. So we're going to be cutting for our back neckline first. Then after cutting out on our fabric, I'll go ahead and modify my pattern and cut out for the front. So like I said, like this gown is You can decide to use any method you want to use to achieve it. It will still come out beautifully. You can decide to use a belt to snatch the waist area, or you can decide to use an elastic band, or if preferably you are working with an Ankara fabric, you can use elastic thread to give that elastic effect. So I'm just going to go ahead and close my button allowance, then I'll place this directly on my fabric just like this, and I'm going to cut out exactly. So what I have on the top length, that is the length of this pattern, is what I'll be having at the hemline of my gown. So you can decide to also make it shorter, or you can make it longer, just like mine. So the fabric I'm working with is about 60 inches long, and that is how I want this dress to be. So you can see what I have in my pattern there is exactly what I measured, and I have at the down part of my gown, just like so. So that's basically all for the cutting of the back piece. So now we are going to go ahead and modify our pattern, and we'll go ahead and cut for the front piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and take out my button allowance, and of course take out my neckline for the back. After taking that out, that's basically all, and I will go ahead and cut out on my front piece with my button allowance like so. So this is what it looks like. And remember that this front is not cut on fold, it is cut separately. So I'm going to notch where my button is going to begin from. I'll also notch it at the down area as well. I'll just ensure that it is appropriate. Then after doing this, what I'm going to do is at my button allowance, I'm going to go ahead and include a cloth stay on it, because the fabric I'm working with is not too thick. So I'm going to include a cloth stay on just that 2 inches. So this is the stay I'm working with. I'll just include it there so that when I'm folding it, it gives that point a little bit of strength. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done. I did it for the both side of my button allowance. So now we are going to go ahead and close it up just like I'm demonstrating. I'll close it up first with about 0.3 inches or 4 inches, and close it totally just like I'm demonstrating in this video. I'll do the same for the other points as well. I'll close a little first, then I'll close up, and I'll stitch it all the way down. So after stitching it all the way down, I'll attach it to my back piece. So you can see what it's looking like. I've gone ahead to join the front and the back together just like so. So this is what it looks like. So next, now we're going to work on our sleeve. So I'll measure what I have at my sleeve all the way around. We're going to be using freehand for this. It's a simple sleeve. I'll measure what I have all the way around, then I'll go ahead and cut out for my sleeve. So the sleeve of this gown has elastic band at the wrist area. So this is what I have. I folded what I have into 2, then I folded it again into 2, and the length is perfect for the length I want the sleeve to be. So I think I have about 23 inches to 24 inches there. So at the side point, I'll go ahead and mark about 4 inches like so to represent my sleeve cap. Then I'll go ahead and curve it all the way to this other point. So after curving it, I'll measure to ensure that what I have there is exactly what I have at my round armhole that I've measured. So if it does not align, I'll go ahead and adjust my curve again to ensure that it aligns, and also give me about ½ inch for the closing of the sides as well. So after doing this, I'll satisfy with what I have. So the next step now is to go ahead, I'll just go ahead and mark out my elbow. So I will mark out my elbow, and I will add about 1.5 inches. Then what I have at the down part, I'll just go ahead and mark everything because this is a free sleeve. So at the edge area, I went up by about 0.5 inches so as to take out any sharp edge. I wanted it to be round, so I'll just go ahead and cut out just like I'm doing. And we have our sleeves ready, so I'll go ahead and close the hemline and insert my elastic at that point. I'll measure the wrist I'm working with, and I'll cut out for the elastic. I'll do that for the second side as well. I'll cut out for the elastic, so ensure that the elastic is not so tight so it doesn't make you so uncomfortable at the wrist point. So I'll go ahead and insert, and I'll close the sides of my sleeve. So after doing that, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to close it. So I closed it in a way that the rough edges will be inside. So next now is to go ahead and attach my sleeve to our gown, and I'll come back to show you the next step. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'll just go ahead and impute my sleeve. So after imputing my sleeve, we're almost done with this dress. So the next step now is to go ahead and measure what we have at our neck area. So I'll just go ahead and place it like so. So just trim off any rough edges you might have. So I'll just place it like so and ensure that I just trim out any excess. Then I'll measure around what I have there. Then I'll go ahead and cut out for the color I want to use. So it's a very simple color. You can go ahead and just cut out a straight fabric and include it, but I'll just go ahead and illustrate it on a pattern for beginners so that they can really understand. So I'll use a pattern paper to just explain what I'm doing. So let's imagine this is my starting point like so, and the color I want it to just be 1 inch color. I don't want it to be so much, so I'll go ahead and first of all mark about ½ inch at that point first. Then I'll mark what I've measured on my round neckline divided by 2. So if I marked a total of 22 inches, I'll mark 12 inches here. Then I'll divide what I have by 2, and I'll curve that ½ inch to meet it like so. This is just to give my collar a stylish look. It's not really necessary. You can actually do without it. So now I'm going to be marking my 1 inch all the way to the other side of this collar. I'll mark the 1 inch just like I'm doing in this video, and I'll go ahead and curve it like so. So you can decide to just use a straight line, or you can decide to curve it just the way I'm trying to align all the lines like so. So after doing this, to just give it a little bit of design, I'll mark ½ inch at that point as well, and I'll just curve it slantedly all the way to the end just like I've done here. And this is the color I'll be working with. So you can go ahead and just do a straight cut. It's still going to come out beautifully. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to show you how to cut a collar as well. So label your collar appropriately and go ahead and cut out. So after cutting this out, I'm going to cut on fabric, and after cutting it on fabric, I'm going to include a peplum stay on it so as to give the collar a little bit of strength. Remember, I'm working with a not so very thick fabric, so I'm going to be showing you the kind of stay I'm going to be working with. So I'll cut this on fold on my fabric. So I'll cut this in 2 places because I'm going to be using the other one to turn it in. So this is the stay I'll be using, the strong one. I'll be using this. So if you're working with a thick fabric, you can go ahead and just use a light cloth stay on it. So after doing this, I also included stitching allowance. So I'm going to use one to turn out the other one to close up the edges. So this is what it looks like. I will ensure that I notch the parts that will be up and also the parts that will be down. At this point, you can go ahead and adjust the wideness or anyhow you want it to be. So I'll go ahead and close up all the way to the other side, and as I'm closing, I'll fold this part so that it will give it a neat outcome. I'll fold the other side as well. So after folding, this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and cut out any excess I might have, then I'll notch, then I'll turn over to the other side, then I'll go ahead and top stitch on the end of the collar just to give it another form of design at the down part. So I'll go ahead and top stitch on it all the way to the other side, and I'll come back to show you the next step. So after top stitching, next is to go ahead and insert on our dress. So first I'll be using one side. I'll sew on one side all the way to the other end, just the way you fix your band on your dress. I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll close up with the other side like so. I'll stitch first on one end, then I'll go ahead and fold and stitch the other side just like I'm demonstrating. So after doing this, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful our collar is. So next is to insert our elastic. So to insert our elastic, you can do it in various ways, but I'm using this method. So like I said, you can decide to use an elastic thread if you are working with a thick fabric or an Ankara fabric. So I'll measure my waist area at the back of this dress. So after measuring my waist area, that is the point I'm going to be including my elastic on, and I'm also going to be using my fabric to close my elastic after imputing it, so as to give it a neat outcome as well. So this is the elastic I'm working with. I'm working with a 2-inch elastic. So I'm going to go ahead and sew my elastic all the way that I've marked from one end to the other end. So as I'm sewing it, I will just drag it. I'll be dragging it as well. After stitching, I'm going to be showing you how it's going to look like. So I'll stitch at the middle part first before I stitch on the side as well, to just give it that beautiful kind of look. So after doing this, just like I said, I have another piece of fabric that I will use to just close up the elastic so that it wouldn't be so visible. So after doing this, I'm going to show you what it should look like. Like I said, you can use different method. You can decide to include your elastic waist before joining it to your front piece, or you can also decide to go with this method. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done. Like I said, I stitched only the middle points, and this is what it's looking like. As I was stitching it, I was dragging it. So I'm going to also stitch the other side as well. This is what it looks like at the back. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So I'm going to close up with my other fabric once I'm done. Then the next step is to go ahead and insert your button. You can decide to go ahead and insert a button, or you can also make use of a press button. So go ahead and measure the inches apart you want your buttons to be. It could be 3.5, it could be 4 inches. For me, I'll be making use of a black press button for this dress. So that's basically it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you learned something, and I hope you'll be trying it out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done. This is how it's looking. You can see how beautiful it's looking, and this is also how the back is looking as well. By the time you put it on, you'll see it's going to be snatched at the back. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. Bye.